Hey guys, STS Cubing here. Today, I'm going to be showing you all of my PLL algorithms. Really quick before we start the video, I just want to say that according to YouTube statistics, only a small percentage of you are subscribed, so if you could hit the subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. Now let's get on with the video. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you all my PLL algorithms, like I said at the beginning, and yeah, so let's start off with the first one. Okay, so the first algorithm we have is the AA perm. And how you recognize this one is you have the two headlights, right? That you put in the back, and then you have this block right here that I put on the front and then left. So what I do for this one is, well, I would you kind of hold it like this, but I do this: R prime U R prime D2 R U prime R prime D2 R2. And really quick, it looks like this. Okay, so the second algorithm we're going to be talking about is AB perm, which is just the mirror version. You know, obviously have the headlights, but this time instead of the block being on the left, the block is on the right. So I do the exact same thing that I did for the other one, just mirrored. L, U prime, L, D2, L prime, U, L, D2, L2. Quickly, it looks like this. Our next case is the E-perm, and how you recognize it is that it has no blocks. And the way I orient it is that I make sure that when I'm holding it from the front, this corner piece right here, this color right here, and then this color on the edge piece have to match. This color on the corner and this color on the edge have to match. For instance, if I held it like this, then it wouldn't work. So I have to hold it like this, and the algorithm, and then I hold it like on the front, like this. And the algorithm I use is R, U prime, R prime, D, R, U, R prime, D prime, and then it's R, U, R prime, D, R, U, U prime, R prime, D. Oh, and then AUF. Or something like that. And then really quickly, it looks like this. Okay, got some lockups there. Okay, so the next thing we have is the F-perm, and how you can recognize this is just the giant bar on one side, and then just the complete jumble on the rest of it. And how you do this algorithm, or how I do this algorithm, and how most people do it, is like this. So you take it, you go R prime, U prime, F prime, T perm, and then R, U, R prime, U prime, U, F prime, or F prime, R. Yeah, I might have done the T-perm, stopped the T-perm a little too early, but yeah, that's how it works. And then really quickly, it would look like this. Okay, so the next perm we have is the GA perm, and the GA perm is basically just the most messed up thing you'll ever see, along with the other three G perms, but it looks like this. You can recognize it because of the headlights, and then the single block right in the front if you hold the headlights to the side. And how you do this how I do this algorithm is R2 U R prime U R prime U prime R U R2 U D at the same time, and then R U R or R prime U R2 D, or no, R prime U R D prime. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. And then really quickly, it looks like this. Okay, so it does not look like that. Let me try that again. And I know I say that, let me show you it really quickly, even though it's really slow. But yeah. Anyway, this is the next one, the RB perm. You tell this because it also has the headlights. But then it has the block over, if you're holding the headlights that way again, the block's over here on the edge and then the far corner instead of here and here. So, how I do this algorithm is R prime, U prime, R, U, D prime at the same time, R2, U, R prime, U, R, U, R, U prime, R2, and then D to solve it. So at my fastest speed, it looks like this. Okay, I kind of messed up there, but you get the point. Next, we have the GC perm. You can tell this one because it has, once again, the headlights, and the bar, or the block, is in the back this time. And what you do for this one is R2, U prime, R, U prime, R, U, R prime, U, R2, U, D prime at the same time, R, U prime, R prime, D. And then really quickly, it looks like this. And I know that wasn't quick, but you get it. Okay, so the final G perm is GD perm, and how you recognize this one is, once again, you do have the headlights there, and then the block is on the front corner, and the edge is with it. So how you do this one is RU, R prime, and then U prime and D at the same time. R2, U prime, R, U prime, R prime, U, R prime, U, R2, D prime. Quickly, this looks like this. Next up, we have the H perm, which is a really easy one. It goes like this: M2, U prime, M2, U2, M2, U prime, M2. And a lot of people do just M2U, M2U prime, M2U, M2. But I like to do U primes better because, I don't know, since my hand's already here, it's not doing anything. I don't have to like kind of re-grip in order to do the U. I can just go, I can just go like this instead of having to go like, or it gets complicated later on. But anyway, this is what it looks like quicker. Next up, we have the J perms, and how you can recognize it. This is the J perm. How you can recognize it is that it's got a giant bar, and then it also has a block connected to the bar, so like this. And then it's basically just, you have to switch, and then it's just two more blocks, but you have to just switch those two blocks around for it to be solved. And how I do this one is I orient it so that the giant bar is right in front of me, and then I go, and then the algorithm that I use is R prime U L prime U2 R U prime R prime U2 R L, and as you can see, that solves it quickly. It looks like this. Next up, we have the JB perm, which I believe is my fastest PLL, and it's the exact same thing as the JA perm. It's just switched around. So as you can see, we have the block, right, or the bar, but instead of the block being over here, it's over here. And instead of these two and these two having to switch, it's just these two and these two that have to switch. So what I do is I hold it so that the bar is on the left side, and then I do this algorithm: R U R prime F prime, R U R prime U prime, R prime F R2 U prime R prime. Quickly, it looks like this. Okay, no, I messed that up. This is how it looks quickly. Okay, why do I keep doing that? Keep like accidentally like pushing down instead of to the side, like this. Okay, so the next one we have is the N perm. You can recognize this one because it's just a bunch of bars of two that have to be like swapped to across from each other. So it goes like this: bar, 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 bar. And so I just hold it from anywhere because it's all the same. And what the algorithm that I use is R, U, R prime, U, and then J perm, R, U, R prime, F prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R2, U, R, U prime, R prime, and then I go U2, R, U prime, R prime. Quickly, it looks like this. Okay, why do I keep messing these up? One more time. Let's try this again. Okay, so next we have the NB perm, which is my slowest PLL, and it's the exact same thing as the NA perm. It's just that the bars are in the opposite direction, so instead of them being on this piece and this piece, it's this piece and this piece. It just goes like that the entire time. How I hold it is once again anywhere, since it's the same on all sides. And I just do the reverse of the other algorithm, which is not the fastest way to do it, but it's just the way that I learned. Probably learned the better way a little bit. Probably not anytime soon, but I'm not gonna say the specific notation because then I'd mess up the algorithm because I completely forgot and I haven't gotten it written down somewhere. So I'll just show you in slow-mo. Quickly, it looks like this. Extremely slow, I know. Next, we have the RA perm, which you can tell what it is because if you take headlights and you put them out to the side, there's just a block right here, and there's not a block on the other side. It's just kind of jumbled. And so what I do for this algorithm is R, U, R prime, U prime, and then, one sec. Here we go. Okay, I'm sorry, I messed it up. What I do is R, U, R prime, F prime, R, U2, R prime, U2, R prime, F, R, U, R, U2, R prime. Quickly, it looks like this. Okay, I messed that up. Why do I keep doing this? Let me try that again. Okay. Yeah, if I mess up, it's because I'm doing it in the camera, but yeah. Okay, so the next one is the RB perm, and now I recognize this is the exact same thing as the RA perm, it's just backwards. So instead of having the block here, the block is over here, and I hold it so that the headlights face me, and then I do this algorithm. R prime U2, R U2, R prime F, R U, R prime U prime, R prime, F prime, R2. And really quickly, it looks like this. Next is the T perm, which is one of the more common PLLs. And how you can recognize this one is because it's got headlights on one side, and then it has two bars across from each other like this. So it's got a bar here and a bar here. Or if you want to get fancy and learn like two-side recognition, the middle part of it, or it's like the edge in the middle of the two headlights, is the opposite color as the actual headlights, so that you can recognize a T-perm. And then the algorithm that you use is R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R2, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F prime. Really quickly, it looks like this. This is my second fastest PLL. Okay, kind of messed up there, but yeah. Now we're on the U perms, and this is the first U perm. You can tell UA perm, and you can tell that it is because the three edges. That's all it is. A triple edge cycle, and the three edges have to move counterclockwise. This one has to move here. This one has to move here. This one has to move here. Green, green, red, red, orange, orange. And what I do for this algorithm is M2, U, and then M, U2, M prime, U, M2. Quickly, it looks like this. And then the second U perm is the exact same. Everything's solved except for these three edges. And all it is the opposite. They go clockwise this time. As you can see, green, green, orange, orange, red, red. So I hold it from the same place with the bar in the back, and I do this algorithm: M2 U prime, M U2, M prime, U prime, M2. Quickly, it looks like this. Okay, so next we have the V perm, and this is the only PLL that I use that includes a cube rotation. I didn't really learn the fat D prime version of it, so I just use this version. And basically the way you can recognize it is that it's just a bunch of like pieces that aren't really together, but then it has a block, just a single block. So you could tell it's not an AA perm because there is no headlights anywhere. Or if you don't want to look back there like you're learning two-face recognition, they're opposites here. Meanwhile, in the A perms, I don't think they are. Or maybe one of the sides is, but one of the sides isn't. So how I do it is I hold it like this so that the block is in the bottom left. And then I do this algorithm. R prime, U, R prime, U prime, Y, R prime, F prime, R2, U prime, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R, F. Quickly, it looks like this. Okay, the second to last PLL is the Y perm, and you can tell how it is. It's because if you look at it from two sides, like two of the sides aren't really anything. But then two of the sides, you have two blocks that look at each other. So you have this one here, and then this one, and then this one here. Then there's just a random corner in the middle. So how I do this is I hold it so that one of the blocks is in front of me and one of the blocks is over here. And then I do this algorithm. F, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R, F prime. Quickly, it looks like this. Okay, I kind of locked up there, but yeah. Okay, so the final PLL is the Z perm, and you can recognize this one because it's two adjacent swaps of edges. And I think I forgot to say how you recognize H perm, but that one's two across swaps of edges. So like this one has to go here and this one has to go here, but for this one it's just adjacent. So what I do for this algorithm is I hold it here so that I have one of the adjacent edges facing me and then one of them to the left. And then I do this, M2, or wait, I do M prime, U prime. Here, one sec, I'm sorry. Let me find my correct algorithm. Okay, I think this is it. I do M2, U prime, M2, U prime, M prime, U2, M2, U2, M prime. And that's the Z perm. So this is it fast. Nope, that's an H perm. Why am I so bad at cubing? Let's try this again. There we go. Okay, so guys, that's all the PLLs. Tell me if you guys use any other algorithms. I know for like the Z perm and the H perm, some of you probably use the just normal U algorithms. But yeah, I'd be interested to hear which ones you guys use. And I know this was probably a longer video. I don't exactly know how long it is because I've been cutting this video a bunch, so I don't exactly know the full length. But hopefully it wasn't too long and you guys enjoyed it. So, if you like this kind of content, be sure to like and subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time. Bye!